This is a cycle of a business. I'm gonna take one little idea and I'm gonna turn it into a business. $80,000 a year to go to Stanford, Harvard, MIT, or Yale and never learn this process. This is a true story. I'm gonna write the Millionaire booklet. Watch what I do. I'm driving home from downtown Miami. It was a charity event, and I gave some money to help this charity that night. And I'm driving home, and Elena's like, I'm so proud of you, Grant. You did such a good thing tonight. I get home, and I'm like, I'm gonna write a book tonight, How to Become a Millionaire. Most of you would sit down and start writing the book. What I did next was write an offer. I'm like, okay, this book is gonna be $19.95. I'm gonna sell it for $9.95. It's gonna be a pre-order. I'm literally calling Sherry at midnight. Hey, get me a landing site right now. We're gonna call it the Millionaire book. And Sherry's like, you can't write a book. You're under contract with Penguin Random right now, and they get your next book. I said, did we agree to a book or a booklet? She's like, a book. I said, good. Don't call it the Millionaire book. Call it the Millionaire booklet. Okay, if that don't work, we'll call it the Millionaire pamphlet. Okay, let them sue me later. In the mind says, oh, I gotta write a book, and you wanna think you need to finish a product. I don't think I need to finish a product. I need to start selling books, okay? Now I need to market this book. Well, Grant, the book's not finished right now. Okay, ain't nobody coming to your house at 12:30 at night to get the book. I start advertising, I got a book! See, you guys won't do that. You're like, but I don't have a book. I got a book! I got time. Nobody expects to get the book in an instant. I had a landing page up. See this landing page? We added the video the next day. So idea, offer, market. Notice I haven't written anything. Now I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna close. The fifth step will be to deliver a service. So what am I gonna do here? Right here, you gotta write your book, okay? I have this idea at 11 o'clock at night. At 11:20, I think we got our first order, 20 minutes after it. And then I go online and say, hey guys, if you could help me translate my new book into Arabic, Hebrew, can you please do this for me? And I'll give you credit for the translation. 38 languages in 30 days, and I paid a whopping $0. More importantly, I got the word out on this new book. Now I gotta write the book. By 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 a.m., the book was finished. Now you're like, man, how do you write a book so fast? Because I was selling books fast. Honesty, integrity, and ethics, they have power. I commit to people by accepting their money. The moment people start giving me money, I'm like, oh, I gotta deliver now. If you're a good person, you should have good things coming your way. If you don't have good things coming your way and you're a good person, that's because something in your business cycle is broken.
If you're working in something where you're living off your paycheck from week to week, and you certainly don't want to have a credit card that's maxed out or anything like that, by far the best investment you can make is in yourself. I mean, graduate schools and business, and they're learning all these complicated formulas and all that. If they just learn to communicate better, and both in writing and in person, they increase their value at least 50%. If you invest in yourself, nobody can take it away from you. If I gave you a car, and it'd be the only car you get in the rest of your life, you'd take care of it like you can't believe. Any scratch, you'd fix that moment, you'd read the owner's manual, you'd keep a garage and do all these things. And you get exactly one mind and one body in this world. And you can't start taking care of it when you're 50. By that time, you'll have rusted out if you haven't done anything. So, well, life advice is, the most important thing is really who you associate with. You want to associate with people that are better than you are. I mean, basically, you'll go in the direction of the people that you associate with, and you want to have the right heroes. You want people, if you want to emulate somebody, you better pick very carefully who you want to emulate. And when obviously, you can't pick your parents. They're going to have an enormous influence on you, but you don't get a choice on that. But you get choices as you go down the line, and who you admire.
I got the idea to start Amazon 16 years ago. I came across the fact that web usage was growing at 2,300% per year. And I'd never seen or heard of anything that grew that fast. The idea of building an online bookstore with millions of titles, something that simply couldn't exist in the physical world, was very exciting to me. I just turned 30 years old, and I'd been married for a year. I told my wife, Mackenzie, that I wanted to quit my job and go do this crazy thing that probably wouldn't work, since most startups don't, and I wasn't sure what would happen after that. Mackenzie, also a Princeton grad and sitting here in the second row, told me I should go for it. As a young boy, I'd been a garage inventor. I'd invented an automatic gate closer out of cement-filled tires, a solar cooker that didn't work very well out of an umbrella and aluminum foil, baking pan alarms to entrap my siblings. I'd always wanted to be an inventor, and she wanted me to follow my passion. I was working at a financial firm in New York City with a bunch of very smart people, and I had a brilliant boss I much admired. I went to my boss and told him I was going to start a company selling books on the internet. He took me on a long walk in Central Park, listened carefully to me, and finally said, "That sounds like a really good idea, but it would be an even better idea for someone who didn't already have a good job." That logic made some sense to me, and he convinced me to think about it for 48 hours before making a final decision. Seen in that light, it really was a difficult choice, but ultimately, I decided I had to give it a shot. I didn't think I'd regret trying and failing, and I suspected I would always be haunted by a decision to not try at all. After much consideration, I took the less safe path to follow my passion, and I'm proud of that choice. Tomorrow, in a very real sense, your life, the life you author from scratch on your own, begins. How will you use your gifts? What choices will you make? Will inertia be your guide, or will you follow your passions? Will you follow dogma, or will you be original? Will you choose a life of ease, or a life of service and adventure? Will you wilt under criticism, or will you follow your convictions? Will you bluff it out when you're wrong, or will you apologize? Will you guard your heart against rejection, or will you act when you fall in love? Will you play it safe, or will you be a little bit swashbuckling? When it's tough, will you give up, or will you be relentless? Will you be a cynic, or will you be a builder? Will you be clever at the expense of others, or will you be kind? I will hazard a prediction. When you are 80 years old, and in a quiet moment of reflection, narrating for only yourself the most personal version of your life story, the telling that will be most compact and meaningful will be the series of choices you have made. In the end, we are our choices. Build yourself a great story. Thank you and good luck.